Hello ladies and gentlemen, yes, this is another episode of DeepSeededGeek, and yes, it's a gameplay video. As you can tell, there is no gameplay, and there's a reason for that. The game I was going to play today took me 4 hours to do the entire game, and I just blasted right through it, only to find at the end of my gameplay session, it didn't record it. Fantastic. And it wasn't that I forgot to hit record or anything like that, everything was running smoothly. The game just doesn't allow itself to be recorded for me to play it for you guys. So that's fun. So I'm kind of adapting to it. So hopefully you'll be seeing some of the screenshots from the game in question behind me. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. You get a little behind the scenes of what I do. I have my microphone here and my notes, and we're going to talk about the game To the Moon. So this game is a little indie title that came out not too long ago. And the reason why I like it so much, the reason why I wanted to get into it, was just the story, the concept of it. If you ever watch the trailer for the video game, it'll hook you right from the get-go. The basic story is that the main character in the game is an old man who's on his deathbed, literally, and his one dying wish was to go to the moon. And so you play as two scientists who can enable that by doing memory replacement kind of work to have him have that sensation of going to the moon. So you play as the specialists who go in, they tap into his memory while he's in sort of like a coma, and they trace back his roots throughout his lifetime to the moment where they can plug in the idea to go to the moon. And once they do that, their job is done. So you get to go back over this guy's entire lifetime and hit key moments in his life and kind of experience those. And what's so brilliant about the game is that it plays out like the movie Memento, where you keep jumping back a few years and it fills in pieces, you know, or it keeps, not so much fills in pieces from going backwards, but it keeps the mystery alive. So the first scene that you see, you jump a few years before, and that makes that last scene make sense, but there are questions there that you need to go back even further to answer those, and it all... So the mystery of this guy's life kind of unravels the further back you go. And the kicker is, once you get as far back as you can, something happens that twists it all around into a new kind of perception. So it's a brilliant idea in storytelling. I love it. I love the movie Memento, so this was right up my alley. As you can see, hopefully, again, from the screenshots behind me, the art style is very reminiscent of old Final Fantasy games that were on like the SNES days. It's got that 16-bit kind of look to it, and it kind of feels that way when you're playing it, and all the text dialogue that comes up. It's a good tribute to those old school games, and the gameplay itself is not very challenging or anything like that, and it's not meant to be. It's pretty simple, just fetch certain items, collect them to make a new memory, and then you can jump to a new sort of era in this guy's life. So yeah, it's very simple gameplay. The story is pretty darn good. The dialogue, if I have one beef about this game, it's kind of the humor that they try to go for. I understand that they're really trying to emulate that old school kind of sense of humor and tongue-in-cheek kind of stuff. And some of the jokes are really good, but for a lot of it, it just feels a little too immature for the story they're trying to tell. I just feel like if they kept it straight, it would have had a lot more punch to the whole thing. But that doesn't make the end game any less amazing. The only time the dialogue is kind of not too great is when it's your own character. When you're viewing the main character's whole life and his interaction with his friends and loved ones and everything, that is brilliant. It's just my own character, the people that I control, that I wasn't too crazy about their dialogue. But the story itself will sell you. I don't know how much more I can say about this game, other than don't try to record it, because it won't work. But yeah, it's a really cheap game. I don't think I paid more than, I think, $10 or $15 on Steam. And it goes on sale quite often, so you can get it for really cheap if you want to save a few bucks. But I would say it's worth $15 for the amount of gameplay and the experience that you're left with at the end. And the soundtrack and the music is great too. I think if you buy it, you actually do get the soundtrack as well, so that's a really good deal. So if you want to give it a check, go to Steam and check it out, and yeah, hope you enjoy it. And like always, if you dig this, please subscribe to the channel. You'll get more videos like this every Monday and Friday. You can like this video if you want to see more content like this. Share it with your friends and family, of course. And last but not least, leave a comment. And actually, last but not least, I want to give a shout out to someone. Today was the first day I actually saw the video called Grandpa Plays Video Games, or Grandpa Plays Games, I should say. We'll get that right. And it's just a 2-minute video. Look it up online. You'll see this 84-year-old grandpa having a blast with his grandson playing, I think, what sounds like Halo 4 in the background. And this guy's expression and his joy, it's amazing. It's amazing. You should go check it out, have a good laugh, give him a thumbs up. I think it's great, and I hope that's a channel that's going to grow. So I want to give a shout out to them. Good job. I look forward to seeing more of your content. And with that, we'll see you next time on DeepSeededGeek. Take care.